Warning: this video contains scenes that may be disturbing for some viewers. Football might be a more friendly sport in nature compared to sports like American football, ice hockey, pro wrestling, or boxing. But unfortunately, we have seen some sad and unpleasant moments throughout its history. Shocking moments that will stay in the memories of fans for years to come. Today in the Offsidey channel, we are going to talk about 5 football players or coaches who sadly lost their lives during the match. Be sure to subscribe to Offsidey channel and hit that notification bell for daily football videos. Number 1. Jacques Stein. Many football fans might not know it, but Jacques Stein, one of the best Scottish managers of football history, died during the match while managing the Scotland national team. The Scotland vs Wales 1986 World Cup qualifiers, Ninian Park Stadium in Cardiff. British football was going through a not so good time and English clubs were banned from European football due to Hazel incident. But things were looking good for Scotland and they were just 1 point away from qualifying for the 4th consecutive time to World Cup. Scotland was trailing Wales 1-0 until the dying minutes, but Davy Cooper, who had entered the pitch minutes before, scored a penalty with just 9 minutes remaining on the clock to send the Scottish team to Mexico. But when the final whistle was blown, there was no cheering or celebration on the stands. All you could feel was dread and confusion. And reports and rumors said that Jacques Stein had had a stroke on the pitch side. Unfortunately, Jacques Stein died during that match due to heart attack despite the medical team's efforts. Stein once said in 1978, "Every manager dies a little during the game. I'd rather die in a dugout than molder away in a director's box." He is currently the only manager in history to lead a Scottish club to European Champions League glory. Number 2. Marc-Vivien Foé. On June 26, 2003, Colombia and Cameroon national teams were facing each other in one of the 2 semi-final matches of the Confederations Cup. 72nd minute, Marc-Vivien Foé, who was 28 at that time, suddenly fell on the ground. While everyone watching the game could clearly see that he was in strange and painful conditions, he never got back on his feet again, and minutes later, the news of his passing was broadcasted to make one of the most terrible events in football history. Cameroon won that game 1-0 with the goal they had scored before this incident. They faced France in the final match, a match heavily affected by the passing of the Cameroonian star. Thierry Henry scored the only goal of that match to make France champions. After Vivien Foé's death, Man City retired its number 23 and Lens Club retired its number 17 shirts, the numbers Foé used to wear in these clubs. His death was neither the first on the pitch nor the last of them, but it was definitely one of the saddest moments in football history. Number 3. Antonio Puerta. Antonio Puerta was one of the rising stars in Spanish football, playing for Sevilla FC, and with just 21 years, he had already attended national duty for Spain. In August 2007, Antonio was playing for Sevilla in the first match of the 2007-2008 La Liga season against Getafe when he suddenly fell down in the penalty box and fainted. It was just 35 minutes into the match and Antonio's teammates Ivica Dragutinovic and Andros Palop rushed to help him. Moments later, medical staff and other players followed them. After recovery and substitution, Puerta went to the locker room, but his heart collapsed again there. He received CPR and was transported to hospital. The resuscitation procedure continued in the CCU, but unfortunately, he died on August 28th, caused by a genetic and incurable heart disease called arrhythmogenic cardiomyopathy. All Sevilla players and even Real Betis, the rival team's players, attended his funeral as a token of respect. Antonio's death was not in vain, because after that, FIFA ordered that there should be a resuscitation room in every stadium hosting a World Cup match. Number 4. Pierre-Mario Morosini. Pierre-Mario Morosini had a tragic life. He lost his mother in 2001 and his father in 2003. These 2 blows caused his disabled brother to commit suicide, and with his brother gone, with just 17 years of age, all he had was an older disabled sister. His football journey started with Atalanta and then Udinese, and he was 19 when making his debut in Serie A against Inter. Morosini had played for Italy in different age teams 56 times, and he was moving towards being a superstar step by step. But in 2012, something sad happened. Pierre-Mario, who was 25 at the moment, was playing for Livorno on loan contract. In a Serie B match against Pescara, he had a heart attack and sadly passed away on the pitch. Both teams' medical staff tried to resuscitate him, but their efforts were not enough. And later, it was announced that when the ambulance carrying Pierre-Mario reached the hospital, he was already dead. Autopsy showed that the reason behind Morrison's death was a genetic disease, same as Antonio Puerta. Number 5. Miklos Feher. On January 25, 2004, Miklos Feher entered the pitch as a substitute in Benfica's match against Victoria Guimarães and even assisted a goal. But minutes later, when he was penalized with a yellow card for foul play, he leaned forward out of pain and then fell on the ground. Both teams' players and medical staff rushed to help to perform CPR, and he was transported to hospital. Even though he was taken to hospital, it was before midnight that the club announced that Miklos Feher had passed away due to cardiac arrhythmia caused by hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. As a token of appreciation and respect, Benfica retired his jersey number, 29. There you have it, folks. This was our list of 5 football players or coaches who lost their lives during the match. Do you remember any health incidents in football? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and X.